welcome to the ProCycle YouTube channel. I'm Tom, and today we're going to be installing the J&S round LED headlight that's going to offer a cleaner and brighter light, and the Cyclops multifunction turn signals for their brightness and functionality. Both also increase the aesthetic appeal of the mighty DR650. So let's start by removing the headlight cowling held on by 3 Phillips screws. Next, let's remove the 4 10mm bolts holding the headlight housing in place. Once we do that, go ahead and tilt the headlight forward and out of the way, and then unplug the headlight connector on the back. Grab your new J&S headlight with supplied bolts and plug it into your bike. For the time being, only mount the headlight using the threaded lower mounting hole. If you're just installing the headlight, fully install the unit, make your height adjustments against a flat wall on level ground at about 20 feet away, and go enjoy. This process is the same for the rectangular headlights from J&S. Otherwise, we'll be moving on with installing our turn signals. Our DR650 has an oversized Acerbis tank. With these larger tanks, you'll need to relocate the front turn signals for most aftermarket options. We offer these relocation brackets on our website that will conveniently move your turn signals forward away from the tank. We installed these first with the supplied bolts. Do not tighten the bolt down just yet. Leave it loose enough for you to pivot the bracket. Install both of the front turn signals, and there is no left or right option, just front and rear. Do not tighten the turn signals down just yet either. We will tighten it all down after we get the cowling back on and check the signals for contact against the tank at full turn lock. Left blinker where it comes in. So we got yellow, it's positive, but we also tap in the diode kit into the positive. Both positives, left and right, come together on this single positive, and this comes up, and then positive wire, well, one of the turn signal wires rather, going to the turn indicator on the dash, and then a negative wire, we make a negative wire, ground, comes here. You can ground it somewhere to the frame. I actually just ran it in here to that spade connector for now. Your running light wires from both turn signals, left and right, they join together here in a T. Then you have one of these connectors, and you just clamp it onto a key on power. And before I forget, so this is black and white is negative for both. This will be a black, at least on this DR. I think it's a solid black. That's going to be a positive lead for the left-hand turn signal, clutch side. Alright, again, black with white stripe is negative, and then the light green wire is going to be positive for the front brake lever side turn signal. And then these connectors here, I mean, you can connect this junction here, the diode and the positive wire from back here, but I decided to keep these connectors, that way I can still kind of disconnect the harness. Now bundle up your wires and let's move on to the rear of the bike. Alright, to get started, remove your side panels and seat. Next, locate your turn signal flasher. If you're standing at the front of the bike looking towards the rear, it will be a little black box located just past the battery on the right hand side of the bike. Here's an example. Once you've found yours, slip it out of its holder. If you're using one of our LED flashers, snip the OE connector off the wire on your bike. Strip and crimp the supplied female spade connectors on. Connect the orange wire to the designated B male spade on the flasher unit, then connect the light blue wire to the designated L spade connector as shown. If your turn signals aren't flashing, you may have crossed your connectors here. Now let's move on to the rear of the bike where we will finish installing our rear turn signals. Start with the right rear turn signal. go ahead and remove and install your new Cyclops turn signal. There's no left or right designation with the rears. You can just run the wires however you like. I chose to run them this way under the rear fender with some wire loom through to the stock connector. Just like the right front turn signal, yellow wire to light green and black to black with white stripe. Next is the red brake wire. I chose to jumper this over the rear fender to the red wire from the left rear turn signal to avoid being snagged by debris from the rear tire. To make that jumper complete, install the left rear turn signal. I chose to run the wires similarly to the other side with wire loom for protection. Connect the left and right hand red wires with the supplied connectors. These will be connected to a single red wire that will be connected to the power wire coming from the rear brake switch. This should be a white with black stripe wire. Our brake wire had been cut into beforehand. That's why you'll see it connected to a red wire here. With everything installed, you can test your work. Finish installing your headlight with the supplied bolts. Put your headlight cowling back on, adjust your front turn signals, and then tighten the nut and bolts. Install your seat and side panels. Don't forget to adjust your headlight and go ride. Dugga dugga, dugga 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 dugga, dugga dugga. Dugga dugga, dugga 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 dugga.